Hi, everybody. I am Andra, Annette, and welcome to this week's session of, I couldn't say that for a second, of Real Life of the Entrepreneurs. So, this is my co-host on most of my shows, CJ.C. Boyd, because we are very aligned and we have the same purpose to spread health and wealth. So today we want to dive in and talk a little about that, about sharing that wealth instead of thinking that you're keeping things to yourself and that competition and all that other nonsense that's out there. Because I think we're setting a very bad precedent for people. I think that when you come across something really good, it only benefits you to share it with everybody else because we're not in the competition like we talk about on so many other shows, like, I have more money than you, or I have more this than you. And people in America are in really hard times. People just could really benefit from a little added income, a little better health, where they're not a revolving door or an ATM for the healthcare system. So what are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on that are, we need to be sharing what we're finding. Like you said, if we find something that, we're personally using, I find a lot of people are out there and they find a company that they really love and they're like, okay, pitching a product, they're pitching a service, but they don't get the results for themselves. They're not really using those products. Um, it's one thing to share something, but it's another thing that you have to have integrity in the things that you're sharing. You have to really believe in those things, and you have to have tried something in that company in order to say, yes, I really enjoy this. Yes, I really love this. And also, for me, I'm a high ticket affiliate marketer, and I've had so many mentors and coaches say high ticket is the way to go. Shun the low ticket. It's not a one size fits all. Not everybody can afford to come into a high ticket affiliate marketing offer or program. So you have to have a whole package of things. You have to have a wealth of things to be able to share with other people because let's face it, not everybody's in the same space financially. So you have to have some products that are low ticket or no, very little entry into the company. It doesn't mean it's a bad company because it's a low entry. Some of those companies have the most amazing products, but they're just not out there getting heard. And that's why we need to share them. We need to try those companies. We need to get the results and we need to be like, okay, I know you're not where you want to be financially. And that's why we originally talked for you to come into my high ticket thing, but you're not there yet. Let's get you to the point where you can be there. So for me, it's like sharing everything. It's be having the whole package. And, I did a post the other day where it's like, you can't talk about health and losing weight by just exercising and moving. You have to talk about the mindset that you want to lose the weight. You have to talk about proper nutrition, proper hydration, and all the things that go into health and nutrition. You can't just talk about exercising. And you can't talk about building a business with just, here's my product, here's my product, here's my product. It's the mindset, it's growing yourself, it's having that transformation, it's really educating yourself and being mentored and learning and doing the things. So for me, it's when I find something that's, working for me and benefiting me, it's not about the money that I'm going to share it with you. It's about like, holy crap, that really transformed me. I felt this huge, growth and expansion, and I want everybody to feel that too.
I like what you just said too. And I think health and wealth, we know this synonymous, but I don't think that people really put them together in the right way. I don't think that people understand that having great health is wealth because so many people lose so much time from work every day, or they're a revolving door in a facility where they're spending so much money and then they get really, really sick, which puts so much more burden on their family, right? But just I like what you said about everybody's not in the same place. So I'm doing a group with Grow Your Business Without Losing Your Shirt, right? Because so many people really want to have something of them for themselves, but they don't really know how to get started. So I said, okay, I could teach them the basics, but you're always going to have those people that are going to have that skepticism, or they're not willing to invest in themselves or bet on themselves and take that action. So I find that a lot. out here, that people want all these things for their in their health and their wealth, but none of them are willing to take the time to invest, to learn, take the time to look into products. I had somebody reach out to me who I know is an affiliate marketer and asked me what I thought about a health and wellness company. And I said, well, I'm not okay with it. I think this particular company is part of that sickness. They're
Mm.
selling products that don't really work, that are loaded in gums and all this other stuff to keep you trapped in a cycle. I said, but there are a lot of good ones out here. Here's three that I do recommend, right? Um, I'm not in all three of those, but I know that they're very credible and they're good. And based on, because I explore those things, right? Um, but I think that there does need to be high ticket and low ticket. So a lot of people that teach business say that you should first start with a high ticket and then move to low ticket. That's what they teach because they said that a lot of people start with low ticket and then it's really hard to get to that high ticket. Where if you started high ticket, then you have different ways for people to enter that it financially benefits you in the long run. I didn't do things that way, right? Because I do work in a really poor community and I see that they really can't afford the basics. So I wanted to be able to offer them health and not be like the healthcare system where it's all about the money, right? I wanted to set myself aside, like apart from those people. So I've just added stuff to my business as you have that are really much lower ticket, but really do encompass who we are as people that let people have that health and that wealth at the same time. And it's not going to break their bank so that they can get, I think when you give somebody a win, and they see what's possible for them, that it motivates them to say, okay, maybe I can do this, or maybe I can, invest more once this starts to pan out. Now I could take this money and reinvest it in something else. Because that's what I do. When I make money, I reinvest it in something else. That's what I do. Um, but I met with someone, true story, that I know, I want to say about a year and a half, that really bet on a company. She was home, she was sick, and she didn't want to go back to work. She wanted to be home for her family. So she really went all in on this company. She was doing all this stuff for them for free, for marketing and all this stuff to really because they promised so much and she thought this is her ticket out. Turns out the company didn't actually provide any of what they had offered her. She's a year older, still struggling at her age to work and no worse for the wear, right? But emotionally that took a very so she is worse for the wear. I didn't say that correctly. So she emotionally that took a big toll on her. It decreased the trust value of whether or not she's willing to look at something that might be good for her. So that's what I want to help shift people's minds at. What do you think about this trust value? Because there are people out there that aren't endearing. What I love about you, CJ, is you what you see is what you get. You are heart centered. You are heart focused. You tell people straight, you shoot straight from the hip. Stop bullshitting yourself. You're not showing up because you just do. You just you're afraid. You're fearful. You tell people what the truth, right? But there's so many people out there that are lying to people that make what we're out there trying to do harder, but
Exactly.
it makes people, I think they're just so desensitized to the market now because there's so little trust because there's so many more people out there selling shit than genuine people like you and I that are really just trying to help. So what are your thoughts on that?
I think that's right. I mean, there's so much white noise out there. There's so many people, generating every post that they put up, trying to pretend they're living this great, awesome lifestyle when in reality, you go to their page and you look at it and it's like what they're saying doesn't match what they're actually posting. And then you have people, claiming that they can get you these instant results. And I think a lot of people feed on the fear that people have. I mean, like you said, people are desperate. Times are tough. Money's hard. People are struggling with their health. People don't want to be working a 9 to 5 job because they're they're disillusioned about what, going to school, getting a good job, you're going to be in this career forever, you're going to be retired and live happily on the beach. And it's a matter of really showing up, like you said. What you see is what you get. I live the same life outside of what I put on my social media as what I put on my social media. There's no smoke and mirrors, and there's too many people out there trying to say, here's what I can offer you without any real results for themselves, without any sustainable proof that they're actually doing the thing. And so, a lot of times people will be like, no, I've already been there, done that, heard that a million times. And they're not willing to even have a conversation with you. And you're sitting back here going, but I'm honest. And it's hard to be the honest person online because anybody can put up anything. Anybody can create a course with AI. Anybody can generate this thing that looks amazing and great, but you have to really be able to have those sit down conversations and be like, I feel your energy. I can feel that you're genuine or not. And, when you find people like you and I who are willing to put the other person forward to spotlight the other person. I mean, when we were doing Unleash Her and Dream Big, Do Bigger, I interviewed every single author in that book. Did any of them come back and do the same thing? No, they were about what's in it for me. Can I put my links in there? How can I sell? And it's like, I'm showcasing us all. It's not just about you. When you stop and you realize it's such a bigger game than just you, I could, go and make $1 million and be like, yeah, I did it. Great. But when I die, I'm going to look back and go, but I didn't help anybody else do it too. What good was I? That's not my purpose here. My purpose is to be able to get there, but take all these other people with me too. Because what fun is it, doing the thing and lying to people? I often think to myself, I look at people on social media and I go, how do they look at themselves in the mirror at night? How does that person look in the mirror and go, yeah, you were great. You did great today. You made, $30,000, but you're a total shithole. You didn't offer those people anything. You took their money, but you really have nothing to give them. There's so many of those people out there. And so the other thing I think too is when you have, a high ticket, low ticket, and anything that you come into and you're going to invest your time or your money in, make sure that it aligns with your values, your morals, and your big mission, your vision of what you have to see. It's a lot of people going, oh, I'm going to try this and I'm going to try that and I'm going to try that. And there are things that like are totally off the shelf. They're not something that, comes back to the whole package and totally aligns with who they are at the core. I guess that's what I want to say. Pick and choose companies and people that align with you, that make you realize, yeah, I'm a good person. Yes, I can do this. And they're going to support your larger vision.
I agree with that. And I think that so many people don't understand that the people they're connected to online speaks to them. It speaks to who they are. If you're connected to crap online, you become that crap. What by association, right? So even the little things that I bring into my business, I try to make sure they align, like you said, with who I am and what I'm trying to do out here, right? Because if I just go for the money, then it kind of makes me look like I'm a cuckoo box out here. Just oh, that now she's doing this and now she's doing that. So because I'm always putting up new things, but everything I'm doing has a health stamp on it, right? It's saying I love health. I want you to have better health. I'm not saying okay. I'm over here selling dildos today, and
Yeah.
tomorrow, and next week it's G-strings and bra straps, right? So
Yeah.
you have to kind of stay with what you know. So I mean, because I wouldn't be able to grow a business that talked about something that I really don't know about, right?
Exactly.
How effective would I be? I can't stand up and talk, about, I don't know, there's so many different things out there. People are talking about everything and anything out there that but they're going from accountant to business coach to doctor, like
Yep.
I told you I interviewed somebody who has PhD on her profile, and that's her way. She's a peace and harmony doctor, not a real doctor, but anybody that looks at that thinks this woman is a doctor,
Yeah.
right? So lying by omission is the same as lying, right? So
Exactly.
not telling people, so I think that when you come out there and you stand up for yourself, it should be the real you standing up. And that everything that you do should be synonymous with what you're doing. Not that, so now I'm moving into a little bit of affiliate marketing. I've been doing affiliate marketing of one kind or another for a long time. None of them have been real, real game changers because a lot of them were those multi-level marketers that only really benefited the person at the top. The ones I'm finding now are set up in a different value system, and so I am aligned with them. And now I can go all in on them because they do have my end results in mind. Better
Yeah,
health, helping people, generate income. Why not? Right? So just like I want that for myself and my family, I want other people to have that too. And I think that's where that shift has to come in, that where people have to stop saying, well, I want to break free from this 9 to 5, but who cares if they do?
right. Yeah. And I think the thing is too with other companies that are coming forward and they're changing their compensation plan, they're changing their affiliate marketing plan because they're realizing there are so many companies out there that, the people at the top are making the money. And, when you hear people say it's a numbers game, those are the people that they don't give a shit. Those are the people that are like, yep, just keep bringing them in. I get a no. I'm that much closer to yes. And it's you're not, yeah, you may make a sale, but you're not being a good human. You're not changing that person's lives because, yeah, they're going to come in, but they're not going to get the results. You're not going to get the mentorship and the coaching and the genuine support that they need to stay with that product. And let's be honest, what's the first thing to go when you can't put gas in your car? Your subscription, your monthly subscription to whatever thing it is that you bought. If you have nobody there that's supporting you, helping you to make the money enough to pay for your own stuff that you're using. And I think that's the huge thing is that the mindset thing needs to flip, where it's more about getting people in, helping them feel the transformation, helping them get the change, helping them, have that activation within themselves where they're getting the results from their product, but they're also like, I can do this too. And oh my gosh, how many people can I help do this? It's not about just the money. It's so much bigger than the money. When I go to bed at night, if I didn't bring in a sale, I'm like kicking myself in the ass going, okay, you suck. Now you have to get out of high ticket marketing because you didn't get a sale today. No, it's like, how many conversations did I have today? How many people did I, feel that energy or feel that light bulb turn on today? That's what it's about because eventually that person is going to be like, oh gosh, I'm in this space and I really need help with this. Oh, I remember having a conversation with CJ and I really felt her energy and I really felt her genuine care for me wanting to share me. So who does that person reach back out to? Not the person up there who's saying I can get you a 30K day. No, it's the person who gave a shit and gave them the time and had
Took
that
the time.
conversation.
Yes. So the young lady that I met with yesterday who's now struggling, um, I felt really bad for her. And I said, she said, Andra, I'm home from work today. So yeah, I'd love to get on a call with you. So she is struggling and she does want to share things. And I said, I know it's hard because you're back to work full time. I said, but I can show you how to put up things that generate money that don't cost you anything. I said, because that's where the game changes when you do nothing and it brings you something and you get that first check. I said it might be a $2 thing that you get back, but that $2 makes you feel like $1 million because you did something that really took you no time to bring money, right? So I said we can do that. I could help you with that. She said, well, I do want to hear about this other thing. I said, just look at it. I said, I'm not pushing anything on you. I said, it's just different. And I've seen a lot of these. I've been in the Amways, the Melaleucas, and the other stuff that they are subscription. Amway, you do have to pay your way to the top. Melaleuca, you stay in a subscription, so anybody that's underneath you has to keep paying. But it's not really geared towards change, right? And helping the person that's in your system. So this I felt like was. So I said, let me share this with you, and I have people in the group because I'm sharing stuff in there asking me, okay, Anja, what business are you in? And I'm not spamming in the group about it. I said, well, if you're interested, message me and I'll have that conversation with you. I could have just dropped a link there and sent her somewhere else, but I'm willing to take the time to explain it to her the way it was explained to me.
Yeah.
And then
And
what
that's
she
what
does
sets
with,
you apart.
yeah. And then what she does with that information is up to her, right? So that's how you can help. So moving forward, what do you think is the best way to really be genuine out here? Like if
The
you
best
can
way to
tell
what you cut
people,
out.
because we want to help people that are just coming out, and there is so much in the market, and they don't need to trust, everybody. And they do all have that shiny object syndrome because they don't have that belief in themselves. It's new. And there's always going to be imposter syndrome, and it drives me crazy when I see those signs that you're suffering from imposter syndrome. Everybody, because everybody goes
Yes.
through that every new thing you do in your life, you know? My first day on the floor as a nurse, I think I would have shit a pickle, if I wasn't talking to myself. I kept telling myself, keep them breathing, keep them safe, like a nut job, right?
Yeah.
Because as much as I wanted to do it and I wanted to help it, I was fearful because I had other people's lives in my hands. So any new thing that you come against that's new for you, that's first time ever doing, there's always going to be that fear, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. So what would you tell people that were just starting out? And
I think, listen to your gut. If something sounds too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. And if you can feel people's energy. When you have conversations or you see people's posts, you can feel the energy. You can tell the people, who they've trained with or who their mentor is because of the whole copy paste syndrome going on out there right now. But just really feel into the person, have a conversation with if you're looking to do something, have a phone conversation where you can get on, do a face to face because you can feel that person's energy. You can tell if they're, shitting you or if they're really genuinely wanting to help you. And the other thing is, always have the self belief that you can do whatever it is. Doesn't matter what it is, doesn't matter if it's, a high ticket thing and you're like, oh, I could never sell that. Don't sell yourself short because there are people who've come into high ticket and, just went gangbusters and they had no idea that they could do that. And for me, I think it's a matter of just being in a community, like you said, in your group where they're not pushing a product. There's so many people out there, they're like, oh, I'm going to push, push, push. And they're throwing their product in your face all the time. Those are not your people because then if you want to be able to build something, you're going to have to do the same thing. You're going to feel that you need to do that. Be in a community where it's well rounded, where it's, again, the whole package, where you're talking about all the things mindset and growth and expansion and a business things too, and the product, but it's not just one laser focus on the product making the money because there's thousands of people out there pushing just making the money. It's you got to set yourself apart by being who you are and showing up and being in your truth and showing people it's about the activation, it's about the energy, it's about choosing you, choosing to change every single day, something that's going to bring you forth, and also linking arms with somebody who's got your back, that's been there, done that, and it's going to take you with them. Not somebody who's up there going, "Yep, I can do this. I'm going to plug you into a system, and you're on your own." It's somebody who is going to, hold your hand and go with you. Those are the people who are genuine.
I think that people run from people that are always talking about the product too. I know I do. Oh, what is she selling now? We have a few people that we met like that in She Rises that always come to you and they think that, oh, I'm sharing this with you because I'm your friend. No, you're not. You just want me to just, like with the shows
Yeah,
and all that stuff. It's just bizarre. So when people see you come in, when you're always talking about the same things, buy my product, people are going to run the other way. So you're going to have less of a chance of actually selling that product. But if you
good.
develop relationships and really see how you can help and where you can help, right? I wouldn't try and sell somebody a $3,000 offer if they're at a $5 limit. So maybe how you can help them is tell them where to start, but encourage them and motivate them that they can do it. Do something. Be a human being. So on that note, I think that we've told people enough to told people enough today. I feel like we're parents sometimes because it's just
Yep.
gotten so disgusting out there. And I think that we have to come just as hard with that message of hope as with, because I think that hard sell is making people feel like there's something wrong with them. Like, how come everybody else is building a business, but I'm just not hitting it? and that they're seeing the problem in themselves, and it's not in themselves. It's that really good marketing, but those products don't really deliver actionable outcomes that you could take in your life. So they might have really good marketing, they might have the money to pay for that, but they're really not focused on outcomes and business success. They're really focused on generating their own wealth and not yours. So when you see those people that look very shiny out there, turn the lights off, because they're turn the lights off. They don't have you in mind. Okay?
Exactly. Yep.
All right, guys, thanks for tuning in to this week's session with CJ and Andra. Have a great day.